Okay, guys, less than a minute to go. I hope everyone's ready. And we are live. Assalamualaikum, good afternoon and welcome, student faculties of UTM, ladies and gentlemen, to the first of 3 Commerce Talk series, Skyrocket Your Career. Our Commerce Talk is jointly organized by Iskandar Regional Development Authority and Iib Ventures Berhad, a subsidiary of Iskandar Investment Berhad. My name is Unku Nazrin and I will be your moderator. As we move along, I'd like to invite all our Facebook Live viewers to highlight your questions in the comment section. And for those in Zoom, to do the same in the chat box. We look forward to also having any live questions for those joining in from Zoom. So let's begin. As some of you might or might not be aware, technology is always changing the landscape of jobs, regardless of the industry. In today's talk series, we will be sharing industry insights from experts of the field, learn about future opportunities, and even help you plot a career from here. As some of you might also be aware, the Drone and Robotics Zone, DRZ Iskandar, an initiative by Iskandar Investment Berhad and supporting talent partners like Asia Drone IOT, are collaborating to position the Johor state as the regional hub for drone technology, innovations, and talent developments. From the ground efforts being done, various talent industry requirements like drone pilots, technicians, big data analysts, GIS engineers, AI engineers, software developers, and many more that is currently in high demand today will be created and be in high demand for the foreseeable future. Here at IRDA, Iskandar Region Development Authority, we hope local talents, the future or you, will greatly benefit from this. To share more about the industry, my pleasure to welcome our speakers today. One is the Vice President of Iskandar Investment Berhad Ventures and also Associate of the DRZ Iskandar, Mr. Wan Muhammad Fahan bin Wan Muhammad Fuad, and also the CEO of Asia Drone IOT Technologies, Mr. Muhammad Shafiq Muhammad Saleh. Gentlemen, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Happy to be here, Unku. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to start with a simple question for Iib Ventures, then we followed by Asia Drone IoT. Mr. Fahan, could you share with us about the upcoming Iskandar Innovation Hub ecosystem and how the DRZ Iskandar initiative came to be chosen as the preferred program to implement?
All right, thank you so much, Unku. But I think before I go there, probably just to share with everyone. So Iib Ventures together with Iib and various partners in Johor as well as under the federal government initiatives. So we've got support from MOSTI, MAGIC, MDAC, and all these various other government agencies. So everyone actually come together to actually help build this DRZ Iskandar program. And we've been doing this actually for the past 1.5 to 2 years. And I think this is something that we are really proud of because for your information as well, this is the only program in the region that actually gathers local as well as regional drone and robotic companies and ecosystem partners. And I think this is why from IIBV, Iskandar Investment, and all the rest of us that builds up this DRZ Iskandar ecosystem, we feel that we need to develop more programs, bringing more partners to benefit the people, to benefit the companies, and also to benefit the future talents within our ecosystem at this point. So let me share one or two slides just for everyone's information. Hold on. Let me know if you can see this. Can you see this?
Yes, we can.
All right. I don't want to keep it too long. I'll get to some of the points later as well during our discussion. And I think our partners such as Asia Drone IoT, they will be the one sharing as well a lot of programs that we are currently building here in DRZ Iskandar. And for your information, everyone, UTM students, so UTM itself is part of this big DRZ Iskandar initiative. So UTM is also one of our core talent partner in DRZ Iskandar. So we are working together with various departments, divisions, faculties, because drones, as you can see, is not just a tool, it's not just a mechanical device, because drone is the tool to gather the data that is going to be used in various industries and applications. So which is why when we got in touch with UTM, especially, so we go across the faculties, you know, the science faculty, the actuarial sciences, the mechatronics, and various other faculties. And I think this is really important as well in terms of talent development. We are trying to tell the talents out there, so whatever your background is, so whether you are an engineer, whether you're a software developer, whether you are a HR practitioner, or even economics or business students, or even if you are a polytechnic graduates, those who are with certificates, there are opportunities, job opportunities for you in this drone industry, because as you can see here, Malaysia is now the biggest drone service market in ASEAN. 300 million US dollar, 900 million ringgit by 2025. Where does this revenue is going to be generated from? So later I'll share with you a bit more about who are the companies. But over here, I would like to highlight that in the near future, in Malaysia especially, if you are going into the energy industry, agriculture, plantation, infrastructure, construction. So these are the areas, core areas that drones is going to be highly used in the future. So I'm gonna stop there, but I just wanna reiterate and highlight as well that this Malaysia drone tech industry will be the driving force to the national economic growth that will create job opportunities and increase digital adoption. So I'll stop there, Unku. We'll catch up again in the next question.
Thank you so much, Farhan. It's very interesting. There's a lot of prospect in the future and growth. So definitely we're all on the right track. For our viewers, please share this video. I think we need to reach as much youth as possible so we can get in everyone's interest and grow on the possibilities from here. All right, so that was from Iib Ventures. And now for the guest speaker of the day, Mr. Muhammad Shafiq Muhammad Saleh. Through Asian Drone IoT Technologies, he's spearheading efforts to develop talents for the drone technology in Malaysia. Outside ASEAN Drone, he sits as an EXCO member in My IoT Association, involved in Malaysian Drone Task Force, the 5G National Task Force, that's Fast Internet for those of you who are not aware, and several others. So this is a person who knows what he's talking about. And without further ado, I'd like to offer the floor to him. Mr. Shafiq.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Shafiq. Actually, my name is Muhammad Shafiq Saleh. So my father's name don't have Muhammad, so it's okay. I'm from Asia Drone IOT Technologies. I'm happy to share the things about drone industry, the drone economy in Malaysia, especially on the talent development side, because we are more focusing on the talent development. So maybe before we start the questions to me, maybe I can share a little bit introduction about Asia Drone IoT Technologies. Let me share you the screen. Where is my screen? I think this one. Yep.
You can see it.
Yeah, you can see, right? Okay, so basically we are established in late 2017, and basically we are focusing on the three main areas. When we actually established the company, we want to focus on our first priority is actually on the talent development, the second one actually on the services, and the third one on the R&D. But going along the way, so we actually focusing more on the talent development side, because when we actually venture more into this drone ecosystem, we found out that a lot of more drone companies that we actually, in Malaysia, that we actually can collaborate with them. So some of our collaboration partners that we have MDEC. This is where actually I met with Farhan. I met with Safwan. They are the two, I would say, inspiring guy who actually pushing all the way to put in, to gather every single drone companies in Malaysia under one umbrella. This is what we call as the Malaysian Drone Task Force. But I think the thing is not there anymore since Farhan is going somewhere else, and then Safwan is going somewhere else. So, but that's how it kickstart. How we actually know each other, and how we actually know about the rest of the drone companies in Malaysia. And then we also part of the MTDC collaboration partners, Meraque and MCMC. And if you go to the right one, this is where that our partners in terms of accreditation partner, because we focus on the talent development, and we feel that if you want to do training, this is where that we need to get a proper certification bodies to actually to endorse the training programs. So we have Jabatan Pembangunan Kemahiran. So for those especially pada adik-adik yang belajar di UTM, mungkin you guys tak familiar dengan JPK, lepas ni boleh boleh search through JPK, sebab one of the key point to the audience out there as well, one of the key point that highlighted in the budget 2022 is on TVET. So JPK ataupun Jabatan Pembangunan Kemahiran is the one that actually leading these TVET programs all over Malaysia. So you might want to look into JPK if you into TVET area. And we have City and Guilds, the international certification bodies, and then OMADA from Australia, OMADA and Institute for Drone Technology Australia. And then we have I'm part of the IOTA as well, Malaysia Internet of Things Association. So in this association, basically we have all and local and international IoT companies in Malaysia and international wide to actually join together under this umbrella to spearhead or to actually focus on the IoT development in Malaysia. And we are proudly to be part of DRZ Iskandar. We officially signed an MOU with the Iskandar Iib, Iib Ventures from second last year. So we do it online. So and then the bottom right is actually on our international partners. So I mean, I've been through with all this. I've been involved in a lot of activities involving government, private sectors or not. So these are some of the lists, but most of the things I've been working with MDEC, and now I'm actually working closely with DRZ to actually to push ahead on the on our agenda to actually to develop Iskandar to be the regional drone and robotics zone. Some of the photos, so this is actually the original I would say members that actually involved in the Malaysian Drone Task Force. Farhan kat mana? Farhan belakang Safwan. So I'm myself is here and then Farhan is here. So this is Farhan, this is Safwan. Okay, so basically we actually they actually call a lot of government agencies, for example like CAM, JUPAM, and then MEFCOM, and then MCMC, and drone companies, for example myself, Aerodyne, and then Poladrone, OFO Tech, and a lot of this company as well, to actually sit down and discuss what need to be done to actually to push ahead on this drone industry. So this actually some of the 5G task force committees. This one actually I attended their regulatory workshop, where I actually during this 5G task force, one of the experience or one of my key learning that I learned is normally technology come ahead and then regulation will play catching game. Actually basically kalau kita katakan teknologi akan pergi lebih awal, nanti barulah rules and regulation akan follow suit. So that's the key learning that I heard, that I learned from when I involved in the 5G task force. And then I also involved in the RMK12 discussion through with the Kementerian Komunikasi Malaysia, Komunikasi dan Multimedia Malaysia, and these are the Digital Ninja. So pada adik-adik kat UTM, daripada UTM, kalau tak pastilah saya Digital Ninja untuk adik di sekolah, tak saya sekolah menengah, ataupun siapa-siapa kalau yang viewers di luar dan dekat Facebook ni ada pelajar sekolah ataupun guru kaunselor. So perhaps you can reach out to MDEC and join their Digital Ninja program, because they actually provided a platform actually to the young student to go into actual working environment to learn more about the digital company that involved in the digital economy. So one of the companies actually is lah. So let me go a little bit more. So these are some of our collaboration with Australian partners. We have Institute for Drone Technology Australia, and we also have OMADA. And then we went to India to sign a partnership with Madras Institute of Technology. I have a lot of stories to share with you guys about India. I'll say this kind of like very fascinating, but perhaps I will save it for the next question or my next session or not. And then this is our first meeting with DRZ Iskandar. we met with the representative from Iib and also representative from DHL itself. And then we are the first. So basically, Asia Drone actually partner with SG Academy. So we are proud to say that SG Academy is the first TVET colleges that offer technical drone skill certificate program. So basically the technical drone program here is actually accredited by Jabatan Pembangunan Kemahiran. So basically, if you want to run any JPK license, we have to have this sijil pentauliahan. And then last year, so we actually do a lot of programs during COVID time. So basically banyaklah orang kena retrench, ataupun dibuang kerja dan sebagainya. So government come up with this penjana scheme dan sebagainya. So under Perkeso dan Perkeso HRDF. So we actually one of the training entities that actually I would say retrain, reskill, upskilling pekerja-pekerja yang dah dibuang kerja ni sebab COVID ni. So last year Tan Sri Mulia Yassin actually came to our campus to visit how we actually run through the training, and he actually interviewed some of our participant lah, our trained participant. So yeah, I will stop here. Banyak sangat dah ni. So maybe next one I will share with about something else. Back to you, Unku.
Okay, thank you, Shafiq. So that was quite a number of things to digest. And for our Zoom, please drop in a comment if you have any questions. So you talk less than about what? 15 minutes, and I already have questions already. And they're quite a number. So I'm going to ask, can we go into the questions part? I think some of them are juicy questions. Sure. Okay, so let's start with the with IB first. How can local talents be part of the DRZ?
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So for everyone's information, so DRZ Iskandar at the moment, and also for the past 8 months, so we have been developing contents, programs, trainings, but everything was done virtually. So I think there have been some collaboration agreements, webinar sessions, training sessions, and some of them are even done together with UTM. So for example, the drone education challenge Force IR. So that one, we developed that together with UTM team, Dr. J. Suman from UTM and the drone team in UTM as well. And you imagine that program gathered over 3,400 participants all over Malaysia. And these are school students, 3,500 school students, and half of them have flown a drone before. Okay, students. So from our point of view, so the drone technology itself, so it is something that is common already. But what we are looking forward to is to use a drone as the tool and as the start for students to learn and also to inculcate the idea of using technology for future applications, right? So when you learn programming using drone, then you learn programming, and then when you teach about big data and AI, and then they learn it through the applications of using a drone. So from our side in DRZ Iskandar, right now, since hopefully if conditions are improving, we are now opening up DRZ Iskandar as a physical location where companies can come in and test their solutions. That's number one. Number two, we are opening it up for talent development. So our partners like Asia Drone Academy will now be opening up their doors for students, for colleges, for retrenched workers, for whoever that wants to be reskilled and retrained and learn about how to fly a drone. So you have different courses. You have courses that will teach you how to fly and pilot a drone, and then you will have courses on how, when you fly a drone, you capture images, capture data, and then you will have courses that will teach you how to program a drone or how to use a drone and capture images and use it for analysis. So there are various programs that is being provided by Asia Drone Academy and few other partners of ours, including UTM as well. And thirdly, it is for those recreational community members. So I know that out there, I think CAAM, the Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia, has shared with us that there are now over close to 66,000 drones flying about in Malaysia. So those are the official ones. So imagine there are more than that at the moment, because when we talk to our partners from DJI, the DJI company, from China, so they shared with us that Malaysia is the biggest market for them in terms of ASEAN. So even during MCO, when other countries sales drop, Malaysia DJI sales increases. So for CAM, what we are trying to advocate to the audiences out there who are planning to fly recreationally in a safe environment, DRZ Iskandar is the place. But obviously DRZ Iskandar is in Johor. So for those who are in Johor at the moment, you can come down, and we are planning to host series of programs, fun fly and competition as well. But if you do fly, in your parks, in your backyard and everywhere, just make sure that you follow the rules and regulations set by the Civil Aviation Authority, so that everyone is safe, the industry is safe, and everyone, play and fly safely. All right,
thank you. Okay, no, that's quite an insightful view on how local talents can be part of it, and it's also good to know that we also put in place all the measures to make it safe. And I like it when you say about the official numbers. So the unofficial numbers will be definitely more. Okay, so this one now is for Shafiq. You're helming a company that is considered as an enabler. Yeah. So someone's asking advice for those who don't know where to go or where to start, but are interested to join the drone industry.
Actually, this is actually very good questions about out there. A lot of people actually wants to to jump into the drone industry because it's quite excited. A lot of things can be done, but they don't know where to go, like basically where to start basically. So for me, to start first, you go with you train yourself in operating the drone. When I mention operating the drone here, it's not only about flying part, but also to fly, like how Farah mentioned earlier, basically to operate, to fly in a safely manner. So when you actually fly in a safely manner, basically you're going to be trained in terms of flying drone in, I would say, dalam ruang lingkup ataupun in the based on the SOP lah, based on the standard operating procedure to minimize the risk of crash, collision, and incident and accident. Start with that one first, because from there, when you actually learn, when you actually train on how to actually operate the drone, then you can look into which area that you want to, which area or which, I would say, which skill that you want to enhance. Because some people after, when we actually run our drone training programs, our drone operation programs, we actually give more exposure on what are the applications out there. For example, in terms of data, in terms of, assembly, maintenance, and repair. And in terms of, I would say some of them, they are more into racing part, around the sport part, cinematic part. So we channel them into the right channel, because there might be people that actually more into, I just like to go, to fly drone out there. So tak suka duduk dekat dalam office, lebih suka kerja dekat outdoor, doing practical work dan sebagainya. So go, you can go ahead with your professional drone operator. There are a lot of people out, company out there that are looking for drone operator that actually can operate their drones in a professional manner. And then some of them, they might more into tak suka lah nak fly drone sangat, suka tengok data apa yang dia collect, so nak lebih on the processing part. So they are more into, there are other people actually looking to on the data side, so processing the data, analyze the data, and I would say the current trend is actually to get people to be trained in AI, because there are a lot of like data actually collected, and people need to be, we need AI to actually to analyze the data more accurately and in a timely manner. And there are people actually who are more into, I would say, customize, assemble drone more on the technical part. So this guy need to be channeled into that way. All in all, basically, for me, my advice, start with the, operating the drone in a safely manner, and from there you can see what do you want to achieve. And another way of looking at this, when I actually did training for some of the university students and some of the retrenched people, for me, if you want to start with, try to solve some of the common issue in your community. For example, in my housing area lah, in my residential area, every year we have I would say same issue where open burning ataupun pembakaran terbuka. Setiap tahun without fail confirm ada isu pembakaran terbuka. So those things, I would say, without using drone, you actually unable to pinpoint the location correctly. So you boleh tengok lah, kalau you daripada ground, you boleh nampak lah, okay lah, ada asap dekat sebelah sana. Tapi you don't know the exact location. But if you have the capability of operating drone, and obviously if you have drone itself, then you can operate the drone and then you pinpoint the location correctly, and you can inform the pihak berkuasa, for example like bomber or kata apa, datang kuasa kampung dekat sana, to actually to take further action. So for me, you can start from there. So sometimes your community may be required drone technology to actually help their problems. So you can start from there as well. That's my take on this.
All right, thank you. So two things. First, get out there and do it. Develop the skill. And then second, look for a problem to solve. So that's actually one the two takeaways that I got from your answer. And I think you're right. If we look at it, it's good to do something to develop your skill, and then after it's even better if you can actually use the skill you develop to solve a problem, and do your skill good enough, you eventually make some money out of it. So that. Okay, so I've got a question now for Fahan. This is about government incentive. So big question here. Someone is asking, how does one tap into the government-related programs or incentive available?
Okay, so I'm assuming that the question is related to the training incentives, but I'll try to share about what are the relevant incentives related to technology development, such as drone and robotics. Because I would like to highlight to everyone that when we developed this initiative earlier, back in those days, we were trying to find out, how would it be easier for us to advocate about the use of technology. And back then, and even now, force IR, these are the terms that people kept on using. And government is giving out grants, incentives for companies, for talents in developing force IR related talent programs and all that. But why we chose drone and robotics for one or two main reasons. Reason number one, drone is something that is exciting, it gets people excited, and it is something tangible, and robots as well. So when you talk about big data, AI, machine learning, those are intangible products. It's good products, the solutions are good, but the common people, the pachi-machi on the ground, they don't understand. So which is why it was a struggle for government agencies back then, trying to push down the understanding and the adoption of such technology in the industry, for the users. So which is why I think when we started developing this drone and robotics initiatives, so we realized that, once we use a drone and it is used in the ecosystem, and people understand that drones are used to capture data, and that is how you introduce concepts such as big data and all that, then that is where we are able to provide the right incentives to the right parties. So number one, if you are industry players, So there are government incentives like MDAC or MAGIC that provides incentives such as grants, as well as funding assistance, as well as advisory services to those who would like to develop their technology, either from R&D up to commercialization and up to growth stage as well. So the grants varies. So if you do have, so probably UTM students, if you are currently developing certain products and solutions related to drone and robotics, Force IR, you come to us so that we can understand better your product, and we would be able to advise you how you can apply for these various incentives and grants, and or even support from the government. And sometimes it's not even the grants that would be valued by these partners, because sometimes it just needs that connection between a person from a university probably to an industry partner that might want to use that solution, and that solution will get the right support by the industry partner, and it will be used by them and push it to their end users and clients. Number two, I think if you are a talent, if you are trying to find programs, if you are trying to find upskilling programs related to drones and robotics, again, there are various right now. So I think if you go to Asia Drone Academy website, I think there are a lot of training programs that are actually incentivized by the government. And I think for the past 1 or 2 years, because of the MCO, because everyone is now learning at home, there are a lot of partners together with DRZ Iskandar as well that provides free training, free awareness sessions, free courses, and some of the courses that actually provide certificates. Those certificates are being incentivized by the government for you to take those exams. So I think this is something that if you would like to know more, you get in touch with us, you get in touch with Shafiq, we would be able to advise you based on your specific requirements and where you want to go to. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Farhan. So that's it. That is how you get government and incentive and also help. It's basically just reaching out to the
correct
government bodies.
Correct. Just let me share one story as well, Uncle. Because for government related company like us, for government agencies probably like MAGIC and MDAC, I prior to 2014, 2015, I don't even know who MDAC and MAGIC is. Okay. And when you graduated, right, in school, probably UTM is one of the best and technology university that actually connects with the industry. But I had a talk today with University Malaysia Sabah. If people like us, if government agencies don't reach out and they don't reach out to us, there are a lot of programs that is good available out there, but they just don't know. So which is why this kind of programs, awareness sessions, is really important, so that we would be able to reach out to the target market of these programs that the government trying to help, but they just simply doesn't know because they're not in the circle. So I think everyone needs to do that awareness session, and we need to keep on advocating. What are the programs available that is relevant, and whatever. For example, since we are talking about drone and robotics, so that everyone that has the intention, has the right programs, the right products that they have already developed, but they have been keeping it by themselves, right? And this is where this kind of platforms that we're building, the DRZ Iskandar, is where we want to integrate everyone in the ecosystem.
Right. That's a very good answer. Thank you, Farhan. Okay, Shafiq, I've got one question for you. This is going to be the last one for me, for Shafiq. So basically, we are all saying that this is quite somewhat capital intensive juga lah. You have to invest a bit. So for those that don't really have access to that kind of capital, would Asia Drone IoT have like a training program where you can provide some of the hardware for them to practice on? Much like when you first started playing piano, you go to the class will have the piano for you to try on, things like that.
Yeah, okay. Satu soalan yang sangat bagus. Alright, normally when we do training, I mean some of the question that being asked by the participants, so actually nak datang training nak kena buat drone sendiri ke? Tak payah, tak perlu. We will provide the drone for you guys. And the drone that we're going to do, to go for training is normally is a, I would say, a commercial drone, where people using that for work, for actually the commercial work. And then if you guys actually go into some of the some of our training program, for example, in the mapping, in maintenance, repair, and precision agriculture and so forth, you are using our hardware. So the training equipments, the training materials are being provided by us. So basically we also have a few, we have a few programs that we're actually offering to the public, and perhaps maybe I can share with you guys. So right, so basically these are the list of programs that we have at the moment, and we, like I said, we started off with the drone operation first because we want you guys to actually to understand and to practice on the drone operation, and from there you can branch out to the others program as well. So right now we have agriculture, maintenance, repair, area surveying, and we are currently developing the inspection program, search and rescue, and this one actually a special program for the corporate level, where we actually for those companies who actually wants to incorporate drone in their in their team. So we actually going to I would say train them, and then along the way they will do it by themselves. So this actually the drone operation program, and then maintenance and repair. So if you want to know all about this, you can go to our website. Nanti lagi saya bagi dia punya nama website. So lagi senang ni, lagi baca-baca satu ni ambil masa, nanti Uncle Nazrin dia kata kita tak cukup masa ni, Syafiq. Okay, and then we have area surveying program, precision agriculture, and then this one actually SKM level 2 and level 3. So for those viewers out there, especially dekat Facebook, kalau ada mak ayah yang nak hantar anak-anak untuk belajar TVET, Sijil Kemahiran Malaysia, boleh pergi ke SJ Academy. So SJ Academy ada Sijil Kemahiran Malaysia tahap 2 dan tahap 3. So basically kena start dengan level 2 dulu. Level 2 akan belajar pasal the multi-rotor drone. So from there you can move into level 3. So and then habis pula S2. Okay, tak apa. So from time to time, if we going to have any training, whether is it like a paid training or sponsored training by the industry or whatnot, we will inform the DRZ. So the DRZ will be actually doing the promotion work for us, and from time to time also we're actually going to promote in our Facebook as well. So I hope that's answer the questions.
Yes, it does. Okay, so someone's asking, how do I get in contact with Iib and Ascension Iot? Gentlemen, do you have any contact that you can share on your screen? So we give about maybe 1-2 minutes for them to jot down your contacts.
It's okay. So what I will do, I'll type in the chat box, and probably the organizer can also share to the audiences out there in this Zoom as well as in the Facebook. Okay.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so I think we have about another 7 minutes more before we can call it a day. It was a very good, insightful session today, and I think our viewers were able to learn quite a bit. I don't think even I was also surprised to learn a few things just now from both of you actually. So it's good to know that there's going to be quite a foreseeable advantage for those who grab onto this early now, so that when the future comes, like you said, they will be in demand in terms of what they can do.
Correct.
Right. So Fahan and Shafiq, thank you so much for your time today. I think I learned quite a bit, and I can say the same for our viewers. As a matter of fact, our numbers, it's still growing even going towards the end. So, but don't worry. For our viewers, this session is recorded live on Facebook, so you can see it on our Facebook page. And like Fahan mentioned earlier, the quiz contact will be inside the chat box. So feel free to take it down, as well as for Shafiq. And for those who are still wondering how to get on the opportunity, Shafiq is your person to ask, and I'm sure he can be able to help you with anything. Right?
Uncle?
Yeah.
maybe before we go, can I just show two things to the audience before,
Sure.
just in case people are interested, right?
Yeah.
Just to share with everyone,
Go for it.
I would like to inform you that at the moment, I've been receiving a huge amount of requests from our drone companies in Malaysia that they are currently massively hiring. So just for your information, 4 of the top drone companies in Malaysia right now are listed top 40 in the drone industry inside global ranking. So they are companies like Aerodyne, Meraque, Poladrone, OFO Tech, and there are over 80 drone companies out there in Malaysia who are getting traction right now, in various industries, agriculture, plantation, as I mentioned just now, infrastructure, inspection, energy. And as you can see behind here, these are all the global drone companies that you may have the opportunity to work for if you want to. And I would like to share this slide. So if anyone is interested, and these all these companies right now, I'm looking at least 100 to 1,000 talents within the next 6 to 12 months that all these companies needs to hire urgently. So if you want to drop down your CV, you can scan this QR code and it will lead you to a database, our Drone and Robotics Zone talent database. So you can submit your CVs there and I'll be checking on them personally, and we will recommend you to our drone partners so that they would be able to call and get in touch with you, and you'll go for an interview, and hopefully if you are good, then you'll be able to join them as well. And Unku, just for your information, recently one of UTM student, he hasn't graduated yet, but we went through this hackathon together with UTM, and now the boy is actually working part-time with a drone company to help them develop a drone delivery solution technology.
Amazing.
Right? So the opportunity is there. You have to reach out, share with us, come and talk to us, come and meet us. The opportunity is high and wide, and we welcome everyone to come in. I'll be sharing this deck with you as well, and we can share that on the Facebook link in IRDAF Facebook, okay?
Thank you very much, Farhan. And it's very nice to know that just before you graduate, that someone can already benefit from this. So for our viewers, thank you for joining us today. And thank you again to Farhan and Shafiq for sharing quite a bit. As you know, this is series 1 of 3. So the next one will be touching on blockchain. And we hope that our viewers will be able to join us there as well. So I think with that, we shall call it a day. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. And for our viewers, thank you for joining us. We hope to see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.